So I'm delighted that you're all here. And if you'd just like to find your way to the center of your mat, we're going to begin this lovely story. I'm just going to pop you onto mute. Let me have a look. There we go. I've done it. Super. If you can't hear me or something weird happens, put your microphone on and tell me, because I don't see the messages you see. I don't want to. I've not got the radio on today anyway. Give your hands a shake and feel the icicles melt from your fingertips. So one of the things I like about my yoga is the fact I try and bring a bit of humor into it to get your facial muscles moving. I feel like we live in such a serious world, and it's nice to go on the lighter side of things sometimes. So first of all, tune into your thumb and loosening up, feeling any tension just melt. First finger, middle finger, your ring finger and your little finger. And then let that lovely ripple go into the palms of your hands and into your wrists. Give your knees a bend and let that lovely vibration travel up into your elbows and your shoulders. Any dust that's settled there, just be released, dissolved. Lovely. Let your hands come up through the midline of the body. And we're going to give them a really good shake up overhead. And then just have a lovely pause. And in your pause, breathe in and reach up. Enjoy a beautiful lengthening through your spine. And then breathe out, let both arms come down and create a lovely circle in front. Relaxing those arms down. Beautiful. Separate your feet a little bit further apart, and we'll just do a bit of shaking around into the sides. Let your knees bend as you do this. Let your breath be included, so you breathe in as you come up, breathe out as you come down. Heart rate going, stretching out, limbering up. Now, next time you arrive with your arms up overhead, another great big stretch up, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, fold forwards, come down into your forward bend. Got a nice stretch through the backs of your legs. And then bend your knees once more. Take a few deep breaths here and feel settled. Feel grounded. And then refresh your core muscles. Take your hands towards the left side. And we'll just do a few in the opposite direction. Your arms are starting to feel very different to when we first started. Fabulous. Make this circle your last one and pause with your arms up overhead one more time. Breathe in, reach up, stretch all the way up. Feel as though you're raising the roof. And then let your shoulders relax, let both arms come down. And there they are. They just settle by your sides. Step your feet back into a little bit closer together. And we're going to come down to the level of the hips. Soften your knees and just start turning from left to right. And we just, as always, we let the movement come from the base of the spine. Hips are moving, knees are soft, feet facing forwards. And we'll just start off with the arms low to begin with. Sheila, it looks like a big diamond behind you, the light coming through. It looks pretty. Let your arms start to lift up a bit now. It was like the Dru star had appeared behind you. Which leads me into what we're going to work with in a minute or two. So let your arms come up and notice where hands are tapping in into that mid-thoracic part of your back, around the heart center. We're going to tune into the heart center this morning. We're going to work with the Deer heart mudra. Let your hands come up to shoulder level now. Just give the opposite shoulder a little tap. And then the hands go up into the space above. Just twisting away. Lovely. And start to bring your arms back down now. Notice how light they feel. Light as air. Let your heels lift from the mat now. And invite your twist to deepen. So you can even turn your head if you wish. You'll let the arms start to lift up again. And as you lift the arms, let the sternum lift as well, so you feel a lengthening in your spine. In space. Space to move, space to breathe. So important this time of year. And then let your arms go up into the space up above. And then let your arms come back down. And then our third stage is just to give the knees a little bend. And then let your body come back to stand. Hands onto your hips, circle your hips a few times. Into the silent position. And then just return back to that place of stillness. So I hope that you're all warm enough. You're going to breathe in and let the shoulders lift up towards the ears now. And if it's all right for you, breathe out and just sigh that breath out. Your shoulders come down. And we'll do that 2 more times. So breathe in, lift shoulders. And as you breathe out, just release a sigh. Then give them a couple more shrugs. Make sure they're nice and loose. And then final time, lift up. And breathe out. And it's nice to unravel tension from the shoulders. And I just think this movement we do it every week, every class. I think it's just absolutely priceless because it really helps you to mobilize your shoulders. And we spend so long at computers and with phones, and first place we receive information a lot of the time is through our eyes, but we're holding something, so the arms become quite rigid when we're looking. Look at that movement come into your elbows. And feel the movement as it comes all the way from the feet. And it comes through your hips and your knees. Sit, elbows left. Space in the ribs. And then our final movement is just to swing the arms through. I'm just going to say you're releasing those things you don't need. Anything that's been hard work. And then let's just end this lovely movement with a figure of 8. You can't beat it. And we're going to be working with light today. We always do. So as you're moving your hands, visualize that you've got warm light within your palms, and that light moves all around, and allow it to just uplift the space in which you exist, creating almost like a bubble of light to be in. You can close your eyes and let your body twist. And then you'll let your feet step into your distance. Your figure of 8 still move, but much, much smaller movements. And it could feel as though there's something quite, you can just start to move your hands, and it might feel like there's something quite tactile in your palms. It might not feel like anything. And then we're just going to pause at the heart center and close your eyes for a moment. And with your eyes closed, just allow your imagination just to transport yourself out into nature. Be somewhere up high, and you can see the sky. It's dark. Maybe there's that big, beautiful full moon we've enjoyed this week. And just somewhere close to that full moon, you see a star. And we call this star the Dru star, or the North Star, the Dog Star. This star is a fixed place of stillness in our sky. And it's from this star our Dru Yoga gets its name. The still star. We get the word Daruva Akasha from the name given to the star, the Daruva star, and it reminds us of our stillness. So I'm going to invite you now to bring your palms together and just start to rub your hands together as if you were rubbing stardust or something very magical into your hands. Hopefully your hands are becoming a bit warmer as well. Don't forget the backs of the hands. And imagine you're doing it in a very, very loving way. And then just pause. And just gradually draw the palms slightly further apart. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, push the hands closer together. Breathe in, draw the palms apart. Breathe out, sink into the knees, push palms together. So we're going to work with the Dru Star energization sequence to begin. Settle our energy and become very calm. As you breathe in, the palms draw apart. And as you breathe out, palms come closer together. Each time you breathe in, they draw further apart. So we've got this feeling of expansion through the chest. And breathing out, pushing the palms back together. So you can imagine that you're drawing light from the heart center. And this light is bright, soothing. And each time you move your hands apart, it becomes brighter and more expansive. So now the palms go all the way apart. Soften, bring them back together. One more time. You bring the palms back together. Now this time we're going to lift the hands up slightly towards heart level, and then as you breathe out, push the palms away. Breathe in, guide the hands in. So we've created the sides of the star, now we're creating the front. You breathe in that calm feeling in, and you're sending that brightness out. Breathing in, whole body expands. Breathe out. Breathing in. And breathe now. You're breathing it in one more time. And then this time as you breathe out, push the hands away, have the palms facing away from you. Breathe in, draw shoulder blades together. And breathe out. Extend. Breathing in. Breathe out. Now this time the hands come back in towards the chest. You're going to rotate your hips towards the right and send your right hand out behind and your left hand out in front, and let your head turn behind. And then you're going to breathe in back to the front. Let your hips come back to the front. We go all the way to the left. Breathe out. Extend that arm behind. Beautiful. Breathe in back to the front, to the heart. Turn in, expand. You're creating some depth to your star. Breathe in back to the front. Turn, breathe out. Breathe in back to the heart. Over to the right. Expand. So really expanding that heart center. Coming back through to the front. Final time on the left. Turn, expand. Back to the front. Now this time your right hand is going to go up and your left hand is going to go down. And the palms, that's it, you've all got it. So your right palm faces up, the left palm faces down. A lovely cross stretch. Going to breathe in back through the front now. Breathe in back to the heart. Breathe out. The left hand goes up, right hand goes down. Cross stretch again. Breathing back through the heart center to that brightness, and then stretch. Legs straighten as well. Coming back through the middle, your knees soften. And you breathe out. Gorgeous. One more time on each side. And then back into that heart center. Breathe in to that brightness, and then reaching up. And grounding, but reaching for the highest potential within yourself. Now this time, we'll do it one more time because it's so nice. And back through. The left hand goes up, right hand goes up. Gorgeous, back to the heart. Now, this time both hands go up and you just sink into your knees a little bit. So it's lovely. And then we bring the hands back down towards the heart, and then you just flow down into a nice forward bend. So just come down, soften down there. Bend your knees, engage core, breathe in, lift up from the earth. Back up to heart center, and then you sink back into your knees, lift up. It's a really nice stretch for the back. Breathe in back to the heart. Breathe out to the earth, down you go. And lifting back up. Let's go up, sink down. And then back to the heart. Final time, we'll go down one more time. And then just soften your knees a tiny bit. And what we're going to do is raise up, but let your arms come up either side of your body. So you lift all the way up as if you're creating big angel wings. And then let your palms connect up overhead. That's it, perfect. Lovely, take a nice breath in. And breathe out, guiding your hands down towards your heart center. And close your eyes. And just take a few nice steady breaths. Being centered and focused. And then release your hands, let your hands come down either side of your body. And then I'm going to invite you to come down and have a rest already. So come down onto your tummies and lay down on your tummy. Separate your feet wide, heels in, toes pointed out, and then place one hand on top of the other and your forehead rests on your arms. I know I've just got you down there, but we're going to be doing a little bit on the ground. So do you want to just move your cameras if you've not done already? Then I can see you as well. And just first of all, it's coming down to rest on your tummies. It's going to set the scene for our story as you just let your body unwind and feel the solid earth underneath you. And just taking some really nice deep breaths, pressing your belly down into the earth. And if you feel any emotion or anything coming up, just breathe into it and release it down into the steady ground, the steady earth underneath. Just as you breathe here for a few moments, I'm going to give you the background for this morning's beautiful allegorical tale. And it tells the tale of our deer, and the deer is a musk deer. I think we normally find them in Asia, but for the sake of our story, we're going to find the musk deer out on the moors. And our little deer is slightly puzzled because he can smell something so amazing and radiant. It's got this intoxicating smell that it just wants to find, and it cannot seem to find it anywhere at all. So as you take a big deep breath in one more time, press your belly down into the earth. And as you breathe out, just start to feel your feet, your hands. And our deer just starts to begin the process of waking up. And it's had a dream, it's had a little bit of insight that it might need to begin an incredible journey to start to look for this scent. So just bring your heels closer together and slide your hands underneath your shoulders and just lift yourself up. And first of all, we're going to lift into the pose of a child and just enjoy a beautiful stretch through your spine. Arms are stretched out in front. And just feel as though you're waking up for the first time. Engage your core muscles and rise up. So you come onto your hands and your knees. And our little deer has just started to wake up, and it just starts to move its body, first of all, however it wishes, as if you were just having a nice stretch. So it moves its hips, it rolls its head. And then it comes back to just being nice and steady. I'm just going to give you a few moments so everybody catches up to the same place. And then our little deer starts to flex its spine. So first of all, it arches its back up towards the ceiling, brings its chin in towards its chest, and then it reverses that flow from the base, steadily moving through each vertebra, and it lifts its head up and it looks up, and it sees that star up overhead, that dazzling Dru star, refreshes that flow and just starts to enjoy a few of our cat pose, but on this day we're going to call it our Musk Deer pose, and it's Musk Deer waking up. So it's just enjoying that flow, and it can feel the light of that starlight on its spine, and it knows it's something very, very special. And as it moves, it notices that intoxicating smell. And then it wonders if that intoxicating smell might be over on the right side. So it thinks it's going to bend its right elbow and feed its left arm through and just lower down. And it wonders if that intoxicating smell might be on this side. It just takes a breath down here and it can smell it, but it's unsure. Engage core, breathe in, lift up, press down into your palm, come up. And then we check the other side. So you soften your left elbow, feed your right arm through, let your shoulder come down and the side of your head. And relax down there, feeling the support of the ground. And we're going to do this quite a few times. So just enjoy that movement, lifting up, softening your elbow, and lowering your shoulder and the side of your head down. Once you arrive down there, take a breath or two. Lift up, press down. And then our little deer comes back up onto all fours. And its knees feel a bit tired, so it thinks, oh, I'll go back down and have a little rest. But this time it brings its arms back by its ankles and its forehead comes down. And it thinks, oh, I feel like I need to go on an adventure. I feel like I need to go and find the source of this smell. I'm going to go off onto the moors and begin to investigate. So it slides its arms forward and lifts back up and it starts to have a look around. So it just turns its head and it looks behind. So just take your time. It's just looking behind. And then it thinks, oh, I'm just going to have a look right down, and it arches its back up and it draws its chin in towards its chest. And that smell does become quite strong, but then it thinks, oh no, I look forward. So it just starts to lift up its front leg, and it brings its leg in towards its nose. So it lifts its knee up towards its nose, and then it stretches back, checking that your glutes are engaged and your leg is in line with your spine and your head's just looking forwards. And as you breathe out, just sweeping that knee back underneath, that flow moves through your spine and your knee comes in towards your nose. Breathe in, stretch that leg back, feeling that strength, that inner strength. And it's building up its determination, sweeping that knee forward, back arches, the knee comes in towards the nose. And then it just takes that right leg back one more time. And then it starts to have an investigation with its ankle. It just starts rotating its ankle around. And then it realizes it can bend its leg and lift its leg all the way up. That's it. And it feels that wonderful strength that's within. And then brings the leg down, place your knee back down. Do we need to have a little rest in between? Yeah, no, you're all good. So we're going to lift the other leg up, bringing the knee in towards the nose and stretching that leg back. Feeling the strength in the glute, the whole body, the core. It knows it might be preparing for an incredible journey. And then comes back. Just enjoying that beautiful flow, arching your back. The knee comes in towards the nose. Neck lengthens. And as we work with this pose, it builds determination and strength, these things that we need on this journey. One more time. And then when you're ready, rotate your ankle and lift up your deer tail. That's what it is. You can feel that wonderful strength. Now bring your knee back down. Oh, it's hard work. This deer needs another rest. And it flops down onto the mat. Head comes down and it just surrenders for a moment or two. After a few moments of this rest, our little deer realizes it's time to start making a move. It moves its arms forward again, comes up onto its arms and legs, and it tucks its toes underneath, and it lifts up about 1 centimetre or so. And then it's going to take its abdomen back towards its thighs and lift up into the dog pose. So your hips are high, your head is between your arms, and you can feel a beautiful flow of energy and warmth blowing down from the base of the spine to the head. And then it just starts to have a little walk. So it just walks its balls of its feet, feeling a nice stretch through the hamstrings into the calf muscles, soleus and gastrocnemius. Just takes a little bit of a walk. Then it steps its feet up really wide to the edge of the mat. And it's as though a thread is attached to the base of the spine and it's drawing you all the way up. And it may be that your heels come down onto the mat. And it thinks for a moment, oh, what an amazing shape this is. Fantastic. Bring your feet back together. Come down for a moment. Just come onto your knees. Give your feet a little shake. And then tuck your toes under one more time. We're going to lift back up. Take your abdomen towards your thighs. Lift up, and we're going to get ready to start galloping and exploring. So to do this, you bend your elbows, bring your weight forward, and you just start to move. So we go into the flowing dog. So you just bring in your weight forward and lift up. Weight comes forward and you lift up. And you go into that flowing dog, and our dogs start to explore the moorlands. They go up high. It takes a moment or two, and then all of a sudden, it becomes time to have a little rest. So they bring the knees back down onto the mat, tuck the toes under, and the hands come back by the ankles one more time. Just taking a moment or two to reset. And in your reset, you notice that scent one more time. And it's absolutely intoxicating. And you figure out that you might need to ask for help. You might need to ask the advice of the trees. So just start lifting up from your mat. Slowly, slowly lift up and come up to a standing position. Have a drink of water. We're going to go up into the forest to ask the advice of the trees, our wise guardian beings. So if you want to just move your cameras a bit, you can as well. I hope you're nice and warm. So we've powered up, we've explored the moorlands. We're not getting anywhere. So it's time to go and ask some advice of the guardians, our trees. They see everything, they hear everything. So we just begin stepping from one foot to the other foot, balancing, taking our time. We don't want to startle these trees. And then come back to your steady standing place. What's really important before we ask anything is to get steady and centered. So first of all, we're going to come into the mountain pose. So just feel both feet grounded on the earth. As you breathe in, feel that awareness rising into your legs and your knees. Parking your pelvis into neutral. Lifting pelvic floor. Breathing in and let your sternum lift. Just tuning into that space that you've created. Your shoulders lift up towards your ears. And circle your shoulders back. And just for a moment, close your eyes and tune into that quiet. We're going to begin by taking the weight into the left leg. Lift your right heel and just place your right heel against your ankle. You want to check your hips are forward and then gently engage your core muscles so you feel that strength. Breathe in, let sternum lift, and then we're just going to circle the arms in front. We're going to lift both arms up and create a circle up overhead. Feeling the rib cage lift, palms come together. And from that steadiness, start to guide your hands down in front of your heart center. That space that I'm after. Turning your hands forward now. And then extend both arms out in front, stretching those arms forward. Separate your wrists, breathe in and open your arms wide as you breathe in. Feeling that breath and space. Lift your right foot, turn your palms down to you and release. Arms down, place the sole of your foot down. Okay, we're going to bring the breath into it fully this time. So now take your weight into your right foot. Lift your left heel, place it against your ankle. Core muscles on now. Breathe in as you circle both arms up. Feel the oxygen filling your lungs. Breathe out, guide your hands down. So we've got this flow. Breathe in as you turn your hands forward. Breathe out, extend forwards. And then really filling the lungs. Feel energized and full as you open those arms wide. Release your foot, release your hands. Everything flow back to the earth. Now, if you want to keep your ball of your foot down, you can. If you want to lift the whole foot up and place the sole against your calf, you can. Pop your core muscles on and then breathe in, circling those arms. Bring the palms together. Just have that vision of that star in the sky. Feel as though you're drawing that starlight down, that steadiness root. It comes towards your heart. Breathe in, turn your hands forward. And breathe out, offering. Hands forward, energy of the heart. Breathe in, feel full, whole. Release your foot, release your hand. So we've got this absolute focus and concentration. Take the weight into the right leg, lift the left foot. Core muscles on. You can work at whatever speed you wish as well, if I'm going too slow or too fast. Guiding the hands down. Visualizing that light pouring into your heart center. Turn your hands forward, extend forwards. Breathe in, open wide. Release your thoughts softly. Hands come down. We're just going to experience it one more time on each side now. I'm going to try to be quiet. Both feet planted on the earth. Just circle both arms up now. Breathe in. And the wind begins to blow and your tree just starts to move in the wind. Just bending, flowing. The tree is flexible and it allows it to bend in any weather. It doesn't break. Yoga making it strong. And then let your hands come back up overhead. Put your hands down in front of your heart. And the message from the tree to our Musk Deer is that it needs to take a little bit of rest. It needs to lay down onto its back and draw its knees in towards its chest. So just release your hands. And a deer just comes down to lay down to its back. Comes down and draws its knees in towards its chest and wraps its hands around its knees and just begins to rock from side to side. And it notices how soothing that feels. It remembers about its search. It's been all over the moorland. It spoke to the trees. And a tree says to rest and to be content. Now take a lovely big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, draw those knees down towards your chest and just lift your nose up towards your knees. And then let your head come back down onto the mat. And then after so much exploration, it feels a need to have a really nice shake out and shakes its feet and its arms and its legs and it just lets go. Completely lets go. It's tired out. And then it just pauses and stretches up. It's very, very cold. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let those limbs come down to the mat really, really, really slowly. Just let them come down. Let your legs come down. Let your toes roll out to the side and your palms face up. And then our little Musk Deer realizes that what it's been searching for the whole time, that scent, was within. It just had to become still, ask for help, realize it's supported. And it found its way. So with that beautiful knowledge, again, once more, draw your knees in towards your chest and just gently rock from side to side. And then holding on to your right knee, place your left leg on the ground, breathe in, breathe out, press that knee down towards your chest. And breathe out as that knee just lovely presses down. So you press in the back of the left thigh down as you hold on to your right leg. And then just begin to circle your knee around in your hand. Let your circles become a bit bigger. And then take a breath in. As you breathe out, press that knee down towards you. Just lift your nose up towards your knee. And then bringing the head back down onto the mat. Place the sole of your foot on the mat. Bring your left knee in and slide your right leg away. Lovely. And you breathe in once more. As you breathe out, press your left knee down as you press the back of the right thigh down into the mat. And then begin to circle your knee again. And just pause. Breathe in, breathe out, press that knee down. Lift your nose up towards your knee. And then relax your head back down. Bring both knees back in. Pressing your right thigh over the top of your left thigh. Interlace your hands behind the backs of your knees and draw the knees down towards your chest. And relax on your out breath into that stretch. Let in. Performance muscle can get so tight. And then swap legs over. So left thigh goes over right. Interlace behind the backs of your knees. And then on your out breath, draw those knees down. You just breathing out into that stretch. Fantastic. Swapping over now. Bringing the, what's that? The right ankle, placing it in front of your left knee. Feed your hand through the gap. Interlace behind the back of your knee. Breathing in. On your out breath, press that knee down. You're feeling a lengthening into your hip, into the glute. Remembering not to overstretch, just enjoy it. If it feels uncomfortable, go back to where you felt okay. A bit of discomfort's all right, but if you're feeling pain, it's there for a reason. And then swap over, place your left ankle behind your right knee. Feed your arm through the gap, hold on to the back of your leg. And just pressing that leg down. Wonderful. Release your feet back down onto the mat. Extend both arms out at shoulder height and just begin to roll from side to side. And you're allowing gravity to take hold. So eventually the knees will get lower towards the ground and your head turns the other way. And then find your sweet spot and just let your body relax there for a second. Let your knees come down, let your head turn the other way. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, let your body relax. Use core muscles, come back through the middle, let the knees go to the other side. Head looks towards the right. And then come back to the middle, slide your left leg away. Bring your right foot up, place it onto your knee. Place your left hand onto your knee and your right arm on the mat. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, let your hips and pelvis go to one side and your head looks the other way. Once you arrive into your shape, try to encourage your body to relax. Using your out breath. And then use your core, use your breath, come back through the middle. Slide the right leg away. Left leg lifts up, comes onto the knee, right hand onto the knee, left hand on the mat. Breathe in and breathe out as you go into your twist. Let your head turn the other way. The body just relaxes there. Your breath encouraging that relaxation. And then you're going to come back to the middle, bring the knees in one more time. Have a little wriggle and move. And then I'm going to be, I wouldn't say cruel, because I'm not cruel. I'm going to invite you to come and sit back up. And roll onto one side first. And then slowly bring yourself back up to seated. And I'm going to demonstrate something for you. So I hope you enjoyed my little Christmas tale of the Musk Deer and how it explored the moors, and I've got something to read. So coincidences. So now I've got you sat up. Put all your warm stuff on because it's horrible doing yoga when you feel cold. So all this Musk Deer stuff came about because on Monday I teach at a school and I didn't realise that we finished last week. So I drove all the way out to Topleaf, Sheffield, and there's no class. And I was like, oh, I'm off to the moor. And it was all rainy and horrible on Monday, but I love it like that. And I went out onto Barbrook. I was looking for you actually, Lindsay. I thought you were there. And I saw the stag. The big stag was there, and he got 2 doe, and it was brilliant. And then yesterday, I'm teaching in Greenhill, which is not far from there, and it was such a gorgeous day. And I'd finished all the important things I need to do. Thought I'm off again, going looking for the stag. And I walked up and went to the stone circle where we've done our yoga. I took some lovely photos. And then I went up to the big stone circle. And then I heard them, and they're on the other side of the valley. And there was about 25 or 30 of them. And I got them on the video. It's really small, but I'll put it into the group. But I felt like they really blessed us. And I thought, I'm going to teach the Musk Deer. So that's how it all came about. Now I'm going to demonstrate on so much chatting. So we're going to do a twist. So everything I do has always got a twist to it. So I thought I'd put a twist in at the end. So this is my demo, first of all. That's the full version, and then we'll do the other version as well. So the first thing to do is to bring your legs out in front and give them a tap on the ground. And when we work with this pose, this shape, what's really important is to have your sitting bones grounded down to the ground if possible. So really be careful, beware of your sitting bones. First thing to do, we're going to leave the right leg extended out in front and bring the left foot over. I'm going to turn on my side so you can see the angle of it. So the left foot comes over, and it's just on the on the outside of the right knee. So, and then you're going to lift your you're going to lift your right arm up, and you're going to bring your right arm around. You just can't see me because everything's black. So you're going to bring that arm around and just hold on to that thigh. Now, check that your sitting bones are down and you feel comfy. Lift your sternum. What's really important, you've got a nice straight spine. You're going to lift your left arm up. Breathe in. So it just comes to shoulder height. And then that arm moves around. It just flows around, and you place your hands down close to your sitting bones with your fingers pointing away. Now come back to the front, breathe in, lift the sternum. And then as you breathe out, start moving from the base. So it's like your spine is like a spiral staircase, and your head is the last thing to move. And you can even let your eyes look over to the left as well. And then once you arrive into your shape, take some nice, slow, steady breaths. Allow your breath to help you deepen your twist. In-breath lifts you, and the out-breath twists you. And then let that left arm lift back up. And the arm just flows around. Gorgeous. Place your hands onto your knee. Let both hands go either side of your hips. Release your legs from the top. And then you're going to lift your right leg up. Place your right leg on the right foot on the outside of your left leg. Place your hands onto your knee. Now recline back a tiny bit and lift up and fold your abdomen into that thigh. And we call this the slump. It just makes it a little bit more snug. Now your left arm is going to come around and hook around that right leg. I'm going to twist this way so I can see you. You're going to bring your right arm up now so it comes up to shoulder height. And the first thing we do is we just send that arm around. So it just flows around. Place your hands down to support you, close to your hip with your fingers pointing away. Now breathe in, lengthen your spine. And then as you breathe out, you start to twist. And it can take several breaths to get into that full twist. I want to try and make sure there's space between the chin and the shoulder. And then let your breathing become steady. And then release your arm, breathe in, let it come up to shoulder height. And then allow it to flow all the way back around. Release your legs. Now, if you wish to do that same stage again, you can. If you want to have a go at the full twist, this is what we do. So, following your lead here with the water. Bring your hands up. Place your hands. If you place your hands towards the left, up onto the mat, and then you swing both legs to the other side. So your legs swing to the right. The top leg comes over and you place the sole of the foot down onto the mat. The other leg is behind with the sole lifted. And then you've got a moment or two where you kind of wriggle yourself into feeling comfortable. Place your hands onto your knee and draw your knee in towards your chest. You're going to lift your left arm up and just wrap your left hand around that knee. In years gone by, I'd said to pop the crook of your elbow into the knee, but can you see what's happened to my spine here? You end up hunched over. So it's really important to have a straight spine and just your hand can be on the knee. And then let yourself get steady. Check down with those sitting bones. Feel your spine lengthen. Sternum lift. And with your next in-breath, let your right arm lift up. As you breathe out, that right arm starts to flow around and it goes all the way behind, and you place your hand just by your hip bone with your fingers pointing away. And then you breathe in as your spine, sternum lifts, and then as you breathe out, you start to twist around to the right side and look over your right shoulder. And in your twist, feel as though there's a spiral of energy of light. And it moves up from the base, slowly rising. And eventually that awareness settles between your shoulder blades. Now to rise up place between your eyebrows. And then with your next in-breath, let your right arm lift back up. As you breathe out, that arm comes back around to the front. Place your hands onto your knee. And your hands go onto the mat. Untie your legs. And then this time your hands are going to the right side. Shimmy both legs to the left. Bring your left leg over the top. And then have a moment where you get your sitting bones down. You bring your left knee in towards your body. You wrap your right arm around your knee. Get steady and centered. Feel your spine lengthen. And then lifting your left arm up. As you breathe in, you breathe out, that arm goes behind, hand goes behind. Core muscles engage. Breathe in, lengthen. And then as you breathe out, you start twisting from the base. Looking over your left shoulder. You can let your eyes close if you wish. Spiraling of awareness from the base. Awareness settles between your eyes and the eyebrow center of wisdom. When your arm lifts up, you breathe in. Breathe out as that arm blows all the way back around. Push your hands onto your knees. Release your hands. Your legs come out in front. And then push your hands down by your sides and just start to let your knees go to one side and then the other. Just enjoy that lovely rolling through the hips. I can't do this without thinking of one of my teachers. She lives over in Ibiza, Kata. She calls this one windshield wipers. I just think it's so funny because we don't have windshields in the UK. And just let your knees roll, your hips. It's just freeing out all that tension. And come back to the center. You can cross your legs for a moment or two, or just sit comfortably for a second. Let your palms come together in front of your heart. And then we're going to end this morning's physical practice with a mudra. And this mudra is called the Deer Heart Mudra. And all you're going to do is just gently draw your palms further apart. You let the two middle fingers come down. And then underneath, you just place your thumb. And then you're left with these two beautiful deer. Little fingers up and index fingers, middle finger. I'll come over to the screen as my camera's up here. So like little deers. Oh, you've all got them. That's it. This one wants to go in as well. Middle. Hands up. Very nice. Hands up. Thumbs, I don't know what I'm doing. Middle finger. So the middle one and the one next to it comes towards the thumb. Yeah, we've all got it. Okay. So with your Deer Heart mudras, you want to have them with their noses and mouths together just in front of your heart, and close your eyes. Just so you can feel the very, very tips of those fingers. Close your eyes and just let your body become still. Let your breath come into your heart center. Center of peace, compassion. Whatever you've been feeling, however you are today, that's okay. And if you want to release your mudras, you can. If you want to hold them, you can. I've got something I'd like to read for you, which I thought was a real coincidence that this popped up yesterday. In fact, lay yourselves down and I'll read it to you as you go into relaxation. So just release your mudras, let your hands come together. And lay yourselves down and get your blankets and your cushions and all your wonderful comfy things. And I'll read you this as you just get yourself settled into relaxation. So with the story about Musk Deer, it searched and searched and searched for an intoxicating smell, only to find that that smell was actually itself. And what it had been searching for was truly inside. And then this tale popped up yesterday, and it's from the Hopi Indian nation of Arizona. And it goes like this. Creation said, I want to hide something from the humans until they are ready for it. It is the realization that they create their own reality. Eagle said, give it to me, I will take it to the moon. Creator said, no, one day they will go there and find it. The salmon said, I will bury it in the bottom of the ocean. The Creator said, no, they will go there too. The buffalo said, I will bury it on the Great Plains. The Creator said, they will cut into the skin of the earth and even find it there. Grandmother who lives in the breast of Mother Earth and has no physical eyes but sees with spiritual eyes said, put it inside of them. And the Creator said, it is done. So I thought that tale was just so fitting with what we've been working with. So as you lay back now, fully trust that everything you need is within you. You have all the confidence, the clarity, the resilience, and all the tools to help you flow through life. So I'm just going to invite you now to have that awareness of your physical body once more, and just gently press your arms and your legs, engage your core muscles, and breathe in and just press the body down into the mat. And as you breathe out, just soften, feel your legs relax, backs of the knees, the shoulders. I'm just going to work through the body, scanning from the feet up. And just gently tightening the toes, pressing the heel into the mat. And just engaging the muscles in the lower legs, the calf muscles. And breathe into them. And as you breathe out, let any tightness and tension just dissolve. Lifting the kneecaps now. Feel the quads engage, feel the strength in your legs. Breathe in. Again, breathe out, relax. Coming up now to the level of the glutes. Just tightening the glutes. Breathing into them. Breathe out. Tightening your core muscles one more time. Lift pelvic floor. Draw tummy button down towards your spine. Breathe in. And breathe out. Spreading your awareness through your spine. Letting that awareness rise up, and then come to your shoulder blades. Draw your shoulder blades together. Breathe in. As you breathe out, let those shoulders come down onto the mat. Let your head turn to the left side and the right side. Feel the neck relaxing. And then let the head come back to the middle. And then spend a moment with your face. Scrunch up your eyes. Lower the brow, wiggle the nose. Just let any tension dissolve from your face. And then create a great big smile, let your eyes smile. And then create a great big frown. And then let that smile appear one more time. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just let your face relax. Let it do whatever it wishes. Your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw, your nose. You might hear the sound of your breath. I'm going to come down to the level of the feet again now. Soles of the feet, the ankles, the legs. I'm going to work with the body's energy system now, the chakra system. The legs relate to our Muladhara, our root chakra. Breathe into the legs, a feeling of gratitude, a sense of gratitude for where they take you. The feet, the ankles, the knees, bones in the thighs. So just breathing in, soothing feeling, and breathe out. Coming now to the base of the spine. And in this place, allow yourself to visualize a ruby red, warm glow. At the base of the spine, allow this glow to become brighter as you breathe in. Feel more and more secure, grounded to the earth, and then breathe out. And let the awareness rise up a bit higher now, to the level of the reproductive organs, sacral chakra. And its name is Swadhisthana. And the colour is orange, bright orange like the sunrise. And as you breathe into this centre, it governs your relationships and your creativity. Just feel as though your creativity can flow. You can express yourself, you can relate to others. You feel so calm and peaceful. As you breathe in, that orange glow grows brighter. You breathe out. Moving now a bit further to the solar plexus. And in the space around the solar plexus, just above your tummy button, call this area the City of Jewels. Its colour is yellow, golden yellow. The centre is so bright. And here, feel your motivation blossoming. The body's energy system, your dynamic energy flow. And as you breathe into this area, its colour becomes brighter, yellow. It boosts your digestive organs, and it really helps you again to keep your energy levels high. Manipur. And we come up to heart level. Spend a moment or two just breathing into that space. Anahata, heart center. And Anahata's colour is emerald green. As you settle here for a moment or two, kindness for yourself blossoms and grows. Acceptance. Accepting yourself exactly as you are. We just allow an outer to balance and harmonize. Remembering to look after yourself, your body's energy, physical body. And then we come up to throat center. And we come to Vishuddhi. And the Vishuddhi center, the colour is aquamarine. And the colour is blue. Clearest, brightest blue. A clear lake. And in this lake you have absolute clarity. You can see. You feel calm and still. A sense of hearing, speech, senses. As you breathe into the center, just hear the sound of your breath. This area balances. And then we come to the level of the eyebrows. Into Ashna center. And here, allow the image of our night sky. And we see a crescent moon. Early light. And in the sky we see that Dru star. We see that fixed point. And it reminds us of our stillness. Stillness is always there. We see the brightness of that star. And it reminds us of the Dru Yoga. It reminds us of the story of the Musk Deer, who searched and searched for an intoxicating scent, thinking that it was somewhere else. It reminds us that everything that we need, whatever we're searching for, will be found within. Awareness goes up above to the crown of the head. Here we witness the 1,000-petal lotus, Sahasra. And the colour can be purple, can be golden, can be multicoloured, iridescent. It's up to you. We just rest here in this place of connection, in this sanctuary. The body is in balance, harmonized, settled. And we rest in the confidence that everything that we need is within. We're going to begin this process of reawakening. Start to deepen the breath and allow that breath to fill your body. Start to wriggle your fingers and move your toes. Hear the sound of that breath. Hear the sounds outside the room. Feeling the body start to reawaken, the top of the head, your legs, your arms, and as you breathe in now, start moving your arms and start to move in your own unique way. Feel the light of that sun, that warm sun. Sun that's always there above the crown of the head, and invite that light, that radiant light, to pour over the crown, to pour over the forehead, your eyes, over the shoulders, and it flows down into your arms, your elbows, your wrists, your fingers. Really deepening the breath, energizing now. Feel that light flow over the eyes, the throat center, your chest. It flows down into the central column. It boosts your organs. It balances the energy centers and fills you up with vitality. It goes down into the hips, into the legs, the knees, and the feet. Start moving now in your own way. You can roll over onto one side, just preparing to come back to a seated position. When you're ready, pressing your palms down into the mat and just bring yourself back. Get used to being awake, used to sitting up. Your spine grow tall. You can bring your hands together if you feel a bit cool. Your hands feel nice and warm. You can place your palms over your eyes. Separate your fingers, let the light trickle in. Keep your forehead a tap. Your cheeks. Your jaw. And then give yourself a dust off all that stardust, moon dust. You never know. Open your arms nice and wide and give yourself a lovely hug. And then give the other side a hug as well. And then bring your arms up overhead, bring your palms together. Hands come down into your heart. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Welcome back. I really hope that you enjoyed this morning's class and that you enjoyed the little story of the deer. I had a bit of a surprise, not from you two. I opened my eyes and Sheila and her sister had completely disappeared. There was beautiful light coming through their room. I thought it was the Dru star, seriously, and they just gone completely. They did send a message though to say they had to leave, but I didn't know that at the time. I thought, so what's happened? But it looked good. You know, when the sun comes through, I felt like it was my gift. But I lost my student. So I'm going to, I'll get this uploaded onto, what do I do now? Onto YouTube. And if you want a copy of it, let me know. And I'll